Well, hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Here we are doing a lovely fall look based on Natasha Denona's Risk from her new My Dream palette. And we are going to start off with the Artis brush, the Oval 8, which is one of my favorite brushes. And we're going to mix these four ingredients together. We're going to mix Maxi 3 Face and Body. We're going to use the Ordinary Squalane, Celestial drops from Cover FX, and deeper foundation color from Stellar. I'm not exactly sure which foundation that is. I mixed them all together on some little foil, which you saw, and this combination absolutely blew me away. It was unbelievable. I had no idea it was going to be this good. It's very dewy, and just adding a little of that depth to the MAC Face and Body and adding those drops. And I did add a little bit of the Ordinary just because I didn't really moisturize before. But as you can see, it's very dewy. I mean, look at that. It was incredible. I couldn't believe, I was blown away. I absolutely loved it. So we're going to move on, and we are going to use our Kevyn Aucoin Sensual Skin Enhancer. We're going to use it with the IT Cosmetics Magic Eraser Brush, which I don't use that often, but this is a good brush. It's small and it's really dense. Again, this is a very difficult product to use, but I love the way I've been using it. I keep a little bit of my foundation solution sort of on my mixing palette, and I dip into that first, and then I dip into the Kevyn Aucoin product. And you can see I use it on my eyes, and I use it kind of in that zone right under my eye, and I get a little bit around my nose because that's really where the redness is. And I try to even it out on both sides. But this coverage is exactly everything you want from a concealer. But you do have to kind of really play with it to make it work for you, because I've had this product for years, and it wasn't until recently that I really have figured out its spectacular qualities. I use these two brushes, the e.l.f. and the Real Techniques brush. For my Anastasia contour, I use Fawn. And I have a petite face, so I really like this precision brush from e.l.f. And you don't need a lot. I apply it, sort of horizontally, and then I can move the brush sort of vertically a little bit just to blend. See, it's horizontal, and then I kind of turn it around a little bit and blend it out. And for me, this works really well. And then I go in with the sculpting brush to do, oh, we missed that, to do around my hairline. This is Oh Darling. This is sort of a golden highlight from MAC, and I'm using the Sonia G Sculpting 3 brush. This just gives a nice gold highlight. This is a really smooth product, and whatever's left goes on my nose and sort of my forehead up there. This is an old school MAC brush. This is the 109. This is not synthetic. This is old. I'm using this with one of my favorite blushes, Paaarty by Tarte. And this is a staple for me. For some reason, I just feel like this is a really nice neutral blush. And you know me, I like to go to town with my blushes because I always feel like by the time the look is done, it has melted into the skin, and I just really like that pop of color. Yep, and now we're going to go in with the Chikuhodo brush. This is a really nice brush. You can see I kind of started, I almost forgot about it. But this is my e.l.f. product. This is the silicone powder. It just kind of dries up the oils on your eyelid and provides just a really, almost like slippery, just a really nice base for your eyeshadow, kind of like a primer. And okay, so we're going to be using our Real Techniques shading brush. Okay, so this shadow has a story. So you can use whatever base you want. I just wanted to use Risk on a dark base. You can use whatever dark base you want. You can use gel liner. You can do a dark you know, a black shadow, whatever you want. I just happened to be up really late one night and I felt like from the Metropolis palette, those two blues, Symbol and Enigma, were just redundant in the palette, and I was never going to use white because I don't love the oranges. So I mixed them together, and I thought I was going to get a brown, but I got a green. But it didn't matter. I wanted to try it, so I'm trying it, and it is dark enough. It's dark enough for this base, and I don't have to be too precise. I'm just packing it on the lid just to get a really deep color in there. And I'm covering my whole lid and I'm lifting. So, and I'm not really blending, I'm lifting right there. I'm lifting that up into the brow bone and I'm getting it just into the crease, just maybe a little hint above the crease. Great, great focus. Yeah, there we go. And I'm just packing that on there. And this definitely does the job. It might have not been most people's first choice, but you know, I like to play, so we were going to play. Lifting, always lifting. So I like this shape. And now we're going to use the Sonia G Worker 3. Thank you, Tim Talia, for that picture. And there is Risk. So I am just packing this on the lid. There's no blending. This is a big brush. And I am just using it to pack this gorgeous red on. I was really intrigued by this red. I didn't think I was going to like it. And then I decided that I needed to do a look with it. And I think it looks incredible. And look how it transforms over that base. I mean, you're really getting that red on there. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful, perfect for fall. And what a fun, unusual color. So I just knew right away that I had to do a look revolved around this shadow. Again, just packing, not blending. I'm just getting it on there. I'm just covering that dark base. And I'm not using any water, nothing essential, nothing extra, but I am covering all of that green base. I'm covering that green base in full. And there I'm lifting it. Yep, got to fill in all the spots. Getting up a little bit, just a little bit above the crease, which I like to do, and then out above the brow bone a little bit. I think that just gives the eye a nice lift and elongates the eye a little bit. There we go. I mean, look at that beauty. That is some color. Who knew? Look at that. We'll take that any day. Okay, so now we're going to take the Refer 12 brush, which I would recommend to anyone, any day of the week and twice on Sunday. You're going to use Natasha Denona Star Bronze. This is a cream powder. This was actually in the Joya palette. It's the one with the red palette. It was like the holiday palette a couple years ago. But I thought that this would be a really nice diffusing shade for that Risk. And I think it is. And this is a great brush. I think maybe in the future I wouldn't have used the green, but honestly, it's working. It's working absolutely well enough. You don't see it pull through at all. And I'm using that just to diffuse. I'm blending out those edges now, softening, and I'm taking it right under the lash line. Just to tie that in. There we go. That is a really cool color. And that's a cream powder. I mean, the cream powders, I mean, they're incredible. Yep, from Joya. Okay. And this is the Refer 13. This would not have been my first choice of a brush. It's not dense enough to really feather the edges, to really blend as much as I would have wanted. So take that with a grain of salt. It worked, it did the job, but I think I would have liked something denser or something different to really get in there. I think I would have wanted a denser brush to to diffuse that a little bit better. See, it doesn't diffuse it quite as much as I would have wanted. But you win some, you lose some, and I still think the look came out really nice. And I am still adding a little bit of the Star Bronze, I think, to feather that. I'm using the Rougher 13 again, just to, oh, I'm using it for Penny. Okay, so Penny is from the Metropolis palette, and I'm going to use this on the lower lash line. I really would have liked to use Canon or Rust for this because I really, in my mind, really wanted an orange on the bottom, like a brighter orange. But Penny worked out well enough. And I also didn't think that I really needed the Penny on the lid because I felt like that red was so good on its own. But if you ever were thinking of doing it this way, now you can see what it would look like. But I don't think this was actually an essential step, more of just an experimentation. Okay, now we're going to use Queen. This is from Metropolis, and I'm using this in the inner corner for the highlight. This is a random Sephora brush, which may be taken out of rotation soon. And then here's my little Stila brush, which, here we go. This is my signature dark waterline, which I clearly can't live without. And I use this with a little bit of Duraline. I didn't include a picture of that, which I will next time. But I take that on my waterline, upper and lower, and I pull it down onto the lower lid to get some black in there, just to up the drama, and I feel like it lines the eyes really well. Again, this is not for everyone. Number one, not everyone has the patience, the time, and it might not feel good to you, so you got to find the right product that works with this. Some people use pencils. For me, it's just not enough. I want something to stay all day. This is another discontinued product from Makeup Forever, which I'd like to talk to Makeup Forever about that, but this is almost like a paint. So it actually turned out really nice. It was really creamy, really easy to work with, and I'm still using that same tiny Stila brush that I got way back in the day from Lord knows where. And I'm getting close to that lash line and sort of extending it out, extending the eye. And now we're going to go onto the right eye. Short strokes. Doesn't have to be perfect because I am going to go in and blend with the black. And you got to take your time. Take your time getting in there. It's hard to sometimes get steady with your hand and get the exact line that you want, the exact width. There we go. I think we got it. And now we're ready. We're going to use our Confidential smudge brush. And this is Spot. This is actually Spot from the Biba palette, which is a cream powder black. And it's kind of a heavy-duty black. And this is a sort of a thicker brush than I would use for this, but this is a dramatic look, and I felt like it was perfect. It does make the line a little bit less black, but it's fine. It makes it, it's still really deep, and it smudges, and it's soft, and just gives a really nice finish and drama to that. And I use it on the lower lash line too. You gotta, when you use these blacks, you definitely gotta put some. Toilet paper is your best friend. It is your best friend in makeup. So I'm using it on the bottom also, just to smudge that Penny and Star Bronze and the Makeup Forever. And I really like that for the added drama. And this brush is out of production, but there are a lot of similar brushes. So I'm going to use Spontaneous. This is just for a little highlight on the brow bone. Camera decided not to cooperate during a crucial moment, but that's okay. But we're getting that just under there, just to lighten that up. Give maybe a hint of sparkle. And then we're going to take, I believe, our rougher brush, yep, And we are going to just blend that in with the Star Bronze and that wrist there. Just smooth any edges, feather that all out so nothing is sharp. And here we go. Let's start with the drama. I always feel like mascara is the most fun time because everything comes together. So we're going to curl our lashes, and I like to use 2 mascaras. Not everybody has to do this. This is just my own habit. Not all mascaras are the same, and I like to start out with one that isn't necessarily my favorite. Now, Voluminous is a good mascara, but it's not my favorite mascara, so I have it. So I'm going to use this as my first base. And it's going to coat the lashes, it's going to give me everything I need, it's going to define my lashes enough so that when I go in for a second coat, it can really build on this. So don't be afraid to get in there, get really close to your lash line, and if you don't want to, you don't have to do the lower lash line if you get raccoon eyes. And now this Outrageous Curl, which is made by Sephora, I don't believe they make this anymore, but this is a heavy duty. In my opinion, this is a really nice heavy-duty mascara, and you get a really nice, thick, voluptuous lash line. And you really get in there and coat those lashes, and I think that looks really nice. You get a really nice lash line without having to do false lashes. And don't be afraid to get in there on the bottom. Now you could do a nude lip here. You can always do a nude lip. A nude lip is always a good answer. But I knew I was upping the drama, and I wanted to use something really fun. So this is the Autumn Wind. It's a Sephora matte lip stain in, I believe it's, I want to say 54. And this is a really beautiful red-brown, beautiful for fall, beautiful for high drama, which clearly this look is every bit. And I'm going to refine it a little bit with Nightmoth, which is a lip liner from MAC. I love the MAC lip liners. They're among my favorite. And you always want to use them sharpened. You do not ever want to use a blunt lip pencil. But this helps to get a really crisp line and define everything, because it can be very challenging, as we all know, to get a very crisp lip, a really crisp, deep lip. And my lips are uneven, so I need all the help that I can get. But I love the way that came out. And of course, packing on more blush because we can. Yeah, so that's the final look. I hope you enjoy it. I think this was really fun to do. And if you end up trying this look and you post it on Instagram, please use the hashtag RGRPinspo, and I can see your beautiful creations. So I hope you enjoyed this, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye!